Court in Lombard, Illinois, near Chicago. On behalf of the ISRA Board of Directors, including past presidents Laurel Davis and Bill Roberts, ISRA Hall of Fame members joining us here this evening, there are 9 of you, not including Geoff, so 10. And to all of the players who are here at the club, along with those who are watching on live streaming. We are honored to be a part of this very special ceremony tonight. The ISRA's valued partners, the owners of Glass Court, Joe DeArmas and Dan Jaskier, are providing the opportunity to recognize an outstanding man who has devoted over 40 years of his life using his business experience and passion to benefit our sport. It's Geoff Peters, of course. And standing next to Geoff are his wife, Deb, and Kara. When I shared my original comments with Joe and Dan, I included a short background on the club itself and how much it means to all of us here in Illinois. And of course it does. However, they encouraged complete focus on Geoff and his many years of work for racquetball on many levels. Here in Illinois as well as nationally, he's worked on strategy, marketing, operations of our sport. And he's gotten down into the weeds as well, working countless hours after everyone else went home after a long competition day, doing what had to be done to make sure the next day would go smoothly. Hours and days turned into months and then years, all with the goal in mind of making racquetball the very best sport on the planet. And it is. Geoff brought the IRT and the LPRT pros to Chicago, back to Chicago, by being very consistent and persistent and doing a great sales job to get sponsors and the prize money required to pull these tournaments off. We think and hope the pro players look forward to their annual visits to Glass Court. The visibility of Glass Court on the national and world stage is because of Geoff and his tireless efforts. Joe said, without humans, Glass Court is just brick walls and concrete. Geoff has helped make it so much more. Geoff has served on the ISRA board for over 30 years. One term as president, and he serves as vice president to this very day. He also served on the USA Racquetball Board of Directors and as a committee member and chair of several USAR committees when he wasn't on the board. Those committees include the Hall of Fame and Annual Awards Committee as well as the Fundraising Committee. Geoff will receive the first ever USA Racquetball Lifetime Achievement Award in Minneapolis on October 8th. So Geoff told me to keep this short. And Geoff, probably this is the first time I haven't totally followed your suggestion. Let me now turn this over to Dan Jaskier and Joe DeArmas for their comments and the official dedication of the Glass Stadium Court.
I'll keep it short. In the Webster's Dictionary, the definition of the word volunteer is a person who freely offers to take part in an event or task. Most people may volunteer at a soup kitchen over Thanksgiving, a few hours here and there. I don't know any events that last over 30 years. From the racquetball tournaments my mom ran at the old DuPage Club throughout all the tournaments here at Glass Court, Geoff has been involved. I don't know how he did it with a full-time job, but he did it. Geoff Peters' event is the sport of racquetball. It's lasted over 30 years plus. He eats, breathes, and sleeps the Without Geoff, at the local, state level, and on the national level, I really don't know where racquetball would be. Mr. Peters.
Hi, Geoff. I'm going to read in Spanish, so hopefully you can understand. 90% of the people will understand it, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. So I'm going to echo some of the words that Cheryl and Danny have said because they're true. Oh, sorry. No, I want to look at you. They can watch, but I'm watching you. Okay. You are why we're here, so I want to see you. So we stand here today to pay honor to an individual who exemplifies the true meaning of selfless work, contributing a countless number of hours with unmatched commitment to our dear sport of racquetball and to this club. Most players sign up for a tournament 1 or 2 weeks beforehand. Geoff Peters schedules and plans events months in advance, sacrificing time away from his family and receiving no compensation. He tirelessly gives from his heart simply out of the love for this, our sport. A lot of background effort goes into organizing any successful endeavor. I have been privileged to know Geoff for over 35 years, on and off the court, and I have nothing but the greatest admiration and respect for him. I have seen him work side by side with my late wife, Diane. Thank you. And my son, Danny. For many years, you have worked with them for many years to ensure that Glass Court is not only one of the best facilities in the state, but more importantly, a welcoming environment for the racquetball community and their families. You have done an outstanding job, and we're eternally grateful. We have laughed together. We have cried together. Fortunately, I can happily say that you have been a wonderful inspiration, providing immense support to racquetball. Glass Court and my family, which is also your family. No words or monetary compensation is enough to say thank you. This ceremony is a small token of our gratitude for all that you are and all that you have given. God bless you and your family. My racquetball brother.
On this, the 25th of September, this stadium court here at Glass Court is now and forever dedicated to Geoff Peters, the best friend racquetball has ever had.
The glass stadium court dedicates to Geoff Peters. Oh, sorry. Sorry. The glass stadium court is dedicated to Geoff Peters for his 40-plus years of service to the support of racquetball and its players. An athlete, tournament director, state and national board officer, benefactor, sponsor, volunteer, ISRA Hall of Fame 2019, USAR Lifetime Achievement Award 2021. Like Danny said, the best friend racquetball has ever had. Thank you, Geoff.
Well, it's always dangerous to give me a microphone. Nothing's changed in regard to that. You know, this place was built in 1978. It's seen some phenomenal racquetball matches on this court, ranging from Marty Hogan and Dave Peck and Mike Yellen, through Andy Roberts, who's here tonight, Jack Newman, who's here tonight, Tim Sweeney, some fantastic state finals matches and pro matches in this court. Andre Perea won his first pro event on this court a few years ago, and you know, other people will continue to do so. It's a solid, well-built court. Most of you don't know that it had bleachers coming down for the first number of years, but it's been a great court for a lot of people. And you know, the club had owners, but the DeArmas Jaskier family took it over many years ago. Unfortunately, Diane DeArmas passed away in 2008. She was a mentor to me, a friend. I helped her run tournaments, and I consider her it was one of the saddest days of my life when she passed. I want to recognize Danny, her son, and her daughters who are here today. Thank you very much for coming out. The glass court, Joe, Danny, Barb, Brian, the entire staff here have been family to me. I've been playing racquetball now since 1973, when Bob Troyer, an ISRA Hall of Famer, taught me the game. My first tournament was 1974, State C Championships with 37 in the draw. And I don't have the problem that some of you people like Tony Cosmano or Dave Milazzo have with a room full of trophies to store, because I don't win very many of them. So I got involved very early and learned from the founders and leadership of the ISRA, Tom Street, Al Schetzer, Phil Simborg, Gay Kenna, who's here today. Thank you, Gay, for coming out. Jim Cartwright, thank you for coming out, Jim. And others who published Racquetball Today back in the day, of Racquetball News Magazine. And Dennis closely with Diane at DuPage and published Racquetball Everyone. You know, I've learned from all of those people, the past ISRA presidents beyond Bill and Laurel and Cheryl, who are all standing here, who between them, by the way, represent over 30 years of leadership of the ISRA. You know, Bill Piggott and Brian Sturtz in addition. I've learned from all of those people. I want to make sure that I thank my family. My daughter's here today. Her mother is here today with her husband. You know, a big part of my early times here at Glass Court, she only lived about 3 miles away. And of course, my life partner and the person I couldn't be surviving without, my wife, Deb. So Karen, Deb, thank you very much for being here and being part of this. I'll only bore you with one brief memory from this court. I would say it was in the early 80s. It was 2:30 in the morning. We had just gotten the last matches off the court. Diane Gabrisco, now Diane Ogrodowski, and I were still here cleaning things up and getting things ready for the next day. And Steve Bo Keeley walked in. And Steve was busy trying to decide where he was going to pitch his tent in the parking lot. And I was trying to convince him to stay indoors because looked like it was going to rain. And he went into the kitchen and he grabbed like a broom and he grabbed a dustpan and I think he got like a swim float, one of those styrofoam swim floats. And he came down on the court and he ran Diane and I around on this court playing with those racket for about 45 minutes. I'll never forget Bo doing that because that's the kind of guy he was and is, just a gym rat, somebody from the early days of racquetball. But that happened on this court, and he's certainly one of a kind. So thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate everyone who came out. I can't name you all, but I really appreciate it. The pro doubles final, Alvi and Daniel against Andre and Lalo, coming up next on this court. It'll be much more interesting. And thank you. I couldn't do it without a village, and you guys are my village. Thank you.
Congratulations, Geoff, and much gratitude to you and your family. Now it's time to use Geoff's newly dedicated court in its inaugural match. He stole my thunder because he just named who the teams are. So now you know. And this is going to be very exciting because this is now on the Geoff Peters Stadium court. Thank you to everyone who attended tonight here and on live streaming as well. We appreciate the respect of your presence. Take care.
By the way, I cleaned up all the trash outside the courts about a half an hour ago, so it's nice and clean down there for you guys now.
Wow, what a ceremony. I want to read a statement from the IRT before we sign off here today. The IRT wants to acknowledge Geoff Peters' longtime exemplary career in racquetball. We, the IRT, are proud to be involved in streaming this well-deserved recognition. Few people fully realize the extent of Geoff's impact and contributions to racquetball. Mr. Geoff Peters, congratulations. We'll be back for the start of the doubles match right here on IRT Live.